In our previous episode, we had our neighbor helping us out with tabbing in the bulkheads.
And today we have assistants. Olaf is with us again. Hey, hey!
And Johan started working on the biggest bulkhead that will go into the boat. Last week we told you that we bought a sliding table saw on auction, and now it was time to pick it up. Johan gathered the equipment and tools needed, and rented a small truck to drive the 2 hours to the shop. Our neighbor Olaf, who was going to help Johan, had caught a cold, but we were lucky to get help from his dad Claes instead. It had to be as dismantled as possible so that we could get it into the stable later. The shop where the saw was had gone bankrupt, and we got it for $1,000. The hydraulic jacks and machine skates that we used when we turned the hull around were coming to use again. The saw weighs 400 kilos, so it took some equipment to move it. We had taken a lot of measurements to know that it would fit through the door opening, but it was still a pretty tight fit. We got it inside and all the other parts that came with it. Then Johan drove Claes home, then an hour to drop off the truck, and then another hour to the marina in Åhus.
So I'm in Åhus to drop off the keys to our sailboat Arcticus, because we have decided it's time for us to part ways with her, time to sell. And the reason behind that is that after that engine failure last summer, it became pretty obvious that we don't have enough time for this, to spend enough time here and take care of this boat the way you should. We have come to the conclusion that it's better for us now during the build to really rent a boat during the summer for a week or two if we want to go sailing. So now we have a couple of friends that have decided that they are going to buy her, and their daughter is going to hopefully going to sail her south together with a couple of her friends, maybe down to the Mediterranean, some long distance sailing. So we thought that this boat would be a good fit, and especially if they put a newer engine in her. And they're coming here tomorrow together with a mechanic to have a look at the engine compartment, take a couple of measurements. So today is the big day. It's time to get this big bulkhead laminated. It's Friday today and it's a bit milder outside. It's still quite cold, but at least it's above freezing now, which makes it a lot easier to heat things up a little bit for the curing process. So I have the infrared heater running. I have also decided to bring out an electrical fan, 9 kilowatts. That's just to, get the heat up a little bit before we start laminating. I know that that's mostly heating the attic and the heat is going upwards. But once everything is in the bag, I will bring out those blankets and put on top together with the infrared. I also have the epoxy inside the shed on some heating pads to try to get the viscosity to be a bit more runny, to make the saturation of the glass a bit faster and easier. But this will be a big challenge. It's easily the biggest piece I have ever done in one go, especially with vacuum bagging. It's 7 square meters per side, so there's a lot of glass, a lot of epoxy, and as always with vacuum bagging, you're under the clock. But I think I will be okay since it's still quite cold, and that really helps with the time. So this will be interesting. Wish me luck. Yeah, yesterday was a very successful day. We managed to get the saw in here in the stable. And obviously there's a lot of stuff in here at the moment. So we're going to make a big move. Take all this lumber and move it into the barn. So we'll make a swap. All the machines will be in here. Yeah, moving forward, I guess it will take some time before we're finished here. But this will be a new woodworking shop out here in the stable. I think Malin mentioned this in the last episode, but these walls, they're made from Cyprex. It's like a light concrete, so it has a quite good insulation value. So if we get the doors, the openings in here closed off and insulate these doors, we could have a pretty decent insulation of this room, of the stable. So it will be a lot easier and less expensive compared to the barn to heat it up. Yeah, so this is a project that we'll do over some time, slowly move things out of here. I don't think we'll do everything in one go because it will be a lot of work moving all of this lumber into the barn. Some of these planks weighs 140 kilos, so we probably need to have some help for some of the stuff in here. So I'm really looking forward to this. This will make life so much easier and nicer at winter time when we're getting into the more finer stuff of the interior build.
Time to lay the foam on top of the first 2 layers of fiberglass.
Så ska vi se hur det går med kanterna. Jo, det är okej. Ja, så. Så kan man liksom dra ner den därifrån. Så du bara hålla upp det.
Ja, jag håller upp det. För det kan det vara med glasskivorna under det.
Ja, så det är okej. Så du får bara trycka till så. Ja.
Hur vill du ha det?
Så jag ska inte lägga ner dem där.
The most tedious of the entire vacuum bagging process comes at the end when it's time to seal the bag.
Yeah, finally it's in the bag. It's been almost 3.5 hours since I mixed the first batch of epoxy. So I guess we're pretty lucky that we're doing this in winter time. Doesn't seem to be any major leaks, but there are some. So now the biggest challenge will be to get enough heat on this. So I have the blankets and I'm thinking I should dig out, we have some floor heating, electrical, that I can salvage and use for this, that we had in this table before. We haven't used it in a while, but I'm thinking I should maybe bring that out as well. But first, I try to get a seal that is good enough. Looks like we have good pressure everywhere, but there are still some leaks. Here's one. So I think I have caught all the big leaks now. But yeah, I said it before, but on a big piece like this, there will always be some leaks. That's what's so nice with having the big capacity pump, that we can accept smaller leaks. I haven't tested this since we took that table apart, the saturation table. So hopefully it still works. Yeah, again, in hindsight, of course, it would have been a good idea to have this in the table for all of these panels. But the problem is having this stationary, since, yeah, when we're working on this table normally, we can't have it this wide with just the foam sticking out on the edges here. So then we had to lay this cable down every time. Yeah, that's a problem with the pump and the infrared heater at the same time. They're on the same fuse. So it's Monday morning and this has been curing now over the weekend. I removed the heat yesterday, so the epoxy is really hard now. So hopefully there is no dry spots or anything like that, but I guess we will only know once we have opened this bag. It seems to have cured really flat, which is really nice. So the plan for today is to make the prep work for this so we can get it installed. And we also need to take up that hole, the access, the door between the utility room and the stairs leading up to the salon area.
Today I'm tabbing in bulkheads in the shower area, and I've done one bulkhead so far, one side. I'm halfway on this one, and I did a little bit over there. The one that I'm currently working on, I'm only using one layer of fiberglass. All of the other ones have had 2 layers. So yeah, it goes a little bit faster, but not that much actually. Because I think when I have 2 layers, they kind of help each other and help the fiberglass to stick to the hull and the bulkheads and this PET foam that's in the middle. But yeah, it's going forward. That's the most important. And today I did a new thing. I actually laid the 2 layers at once at the same time. So I saturated one layer and then added the other layer right away and rolled it up on the roller and laid it on the hull and bulkhead. And it went so much faster and it went well. So I'm going to continue doing that for sure.
The bulkhead weighs around 40 kilos now when it's laminated.
So all the prep work is done now. I have made the cutout for the door and I'm really pleased with the result. I think it turned out great. It was a challenge making this big bulkhead, but yeah, there's no flaws in it really, and I think it looks really good. So now it's time to bring it into the hull and see how well it will fit. Yeah, and the door here is not the final size because we don't know exactly what type of door we'll have here. So this opening is actually a lot smaller than the final size will be. But we need to have this cut out because without it we can't really pass this bulkhead moving forward in the build. So yeah, time to bring it into the boat.
Lyft lite. Ja.
It's a pretty good fit, huh?
Yeah. and almost 2 new compartments. And this is the door to the, what we call it, utility room, machine room.
Yeah, coming down from the stairs.
From the head that is in the deck salon.
Yes.
You walk down a couple of steps and then open the door into the utility room. And this cutout is the entrance from the cockpit into the deck salon.
Yes.
Okay, I have to go and pick up Vera. That's it for me for today. And you will continue, Johan?
Yeah, I think so. I will continue, maybe get that piece glued in. Now, the plan is that the saw is going to stand roughly where that table is right now. So there's quite a lot of stuff to move around here. But I'm really looking forward to start using this. So that's why I wanted to do this already now, even before we move all the lumber as well. And also there's probably going to be some work with the saw. It hasn't been really used for any precision cuts in a long while, so I'm thinking there might be some adjustments that I need to do. I don't know how parallel the blade is to this sliding bed. So there's probably some minor adjustments like that I need to do. But I'm really looking forward to start using this because it is a great saw. So, yeah.
It's pretty fun thinking about that this stable was built for animals and that they've had cows, pigs and horses in here. Now it has become something entirely different, a woodworking shop to build interior for a sailboat. They've used the saw to cut plexiglass, so it was full of plexiglass dust.
Yeah, it took me quite some time to get everything dialed in here so that we have everything in parallel and that everything checks out. But I'm really pleased with this saw and I think it was a really good find at that auction. And I think it will be a perfect tool for the work ahead. It will be a time saver and make things a lot easier for the work on the interior moving forward. So I'm really looking forward to have this space converted to a workshop. With this saw as like the heart of everything. So that's it for this week, and as always, thanks a lot for watching, and a massive thank you to all of our patrons for supporting our videos. If you would like to support our videos, you can do that by clicking the link to our Patreon page in the description below. Hope to see you all back here next Friday. Take care, bye bye.